Pamela Marie Hupp is an American woman who is in prison for life because she killed someone named Louis Gumpenberger in 2016. She claims she did it to protect herself, but the police didn't believe her. Instead of going to trial, she accepted that she might have done something wrong. This is called an Alford plea. Before this, Hupp gave important information that led to the 2013 conviction of Russ Faria for killing his wife, Betsy. But after a new trial, Faria was found innocent because evidence showed Hupp might have actually been the one who did it. She could have been trying to make it look like Faria did it. Recently, Hupp was also charged with the murder of Betsy in 2021. This shows she might have been involved in more than one crime. Pamela Marie Hupp has also been looked into for possibly being involved in her mother's death, Shirley Newman. Her mother fell from an apartment balcony in 2013 and died. At first, it was thought to be an accident, but later a medical expert said they're not sure how she died. Someone told the police that Hupp might have hurt her mom for money. The police checked into it, but they couldn't find clear evidence to say what really happened. Pamela Marie Newman, also known as Pam, was born on October 10, 1958. She grew up in Delwood, Missouri, near St. Louis, and went to Riverview Gardens High School. She had various jobs in the life insurance field when she was younger, but she got fired twice for signing names without permission. In 2001, Pam and her husband moved to O'Fallon, Missouri. She worked for State Farm and also flipped houses through a company called H2 Partners LLC. Around 2010, she stopped working due to back, leg, and neck pain, and started getting disability benefits. In 2011, Pam and her friend Betsy Faria, who was very sick with cancer, supposedly collected money for another family dealing with cancer. Later, a TV station found out that the family didn't even know about this collection. They gave this information to the authorities, but nothing came of it. Betsy was genuinely excited to help the struggling family, even though she was sick herself. Her friends remembered her saying that this was something meaningful she wanted to leave behind.
911, what's your emergency? Hey, hello, there's someone broken in my house. Help me. What's the address you're at? No. Your what? I'm getting in the car with you. No. Anyway, get out.
Death of Betsy Faria. Betsy Faria was a co-worker of Hupp at State Farm and had a husband named Russ. She had cancer that spread to her liver and was terminal. Just before she passed away in 2011, she changed her life insurance beneficiary from her husband to Hupp, who said she'd use it for Betsy's daughters. Later, Hupp admitted she lied about this. On December 27, 2011, after chemotherapy, Hupp drove Betsy home. Betsy was supposed to be with her husband or her mother, but Hupp insisted on driving her. Hupp said she dropped Betsy home at around 7 p.m. At 7:21 p.m., Betsy's daughter called her, but there was no answer. That night, Russ was at a friend's place watching movies until around 9 p.m. He called 911 when he found Betsy dead at their home. Betsy had been stabbed more than 55 times and had cuts on her wrists and a knife in her neck. She was found on the floor. Another knife was under a pillow on the couch. No blood evidence was found in the sink or shower, and there were no blood trails leaving the house. The time of her death was estimated between 7:20 p.m. and 9:41 p.m. Russ was initially suspected of killing her, and he was arrested soon after her death. He had said Betsy killed herself, but this seemed unbelievable given her injuries. Blood-stained slippers were found in Russ's closet, and his behavior seemed odd. He failed a lie detector test and was arrested. During his trial, evidence suggested that Russ couldn't have committed the murder due to his activities and alibis. However, he was still convicted in 2013 based on a theory that his friends helped him. Later, evidence of mistakes and possible misconduct by prosecutors and investigators emerged. Russ got a new trial in 2015, and he was released from prison. He filed a lawsuit against those involved in his prosecution. In 2021, Pam Hupp, who was connected to the case, was charged with the murder of Betsy. She had been the beneficiary of Betsy's insurance policy and had acted suspiciously. Hupp is facing trial for this crime. The case revealed flaws in the original investigation and led to changes in the legal system. Death of Shirley Newman. Shirley Mae Newman, Hupp's mother, lived in a senior living community and had health problems. On October 29, 2013, Hupp took care of her. The next day, Newman was found dead on her balcony. The railing was broken. An autopsy showed she had a lot of a strong sleeping pill in her blood. The police said she accidentally fell and died. Later, they got a note suggesting Hupp might have killed her mom for the insurance money. Hupp and her siblings got money from their mother's investments in life insurance. Hupp had talked about her mom's money before. The police looked into this, but still thought Newman's death was an accident. They didn't talk to Hupp about it. After Hupp was charged with killing Louis Gumpenberger in 2016, the police started looking into her mother's death again. Hupp's brother believed their mother's death was an accident. A detective tried to get Hupp's phone records, but he couldn't. They also wanted to test the balcony railing, but the place where she lived wouldn't let them. In 2017, the chief medical examiner changed the cause of Hupp's mother's death from an accident to undetermined. This was because new information linked to Hupp made them think differently. The investigation into her mother's death didn't reopen. Murder of Louis Gumpenberger. Louis Gumpenberger lived in Union, Missouri. He had difficulties because of a car accident in 2005. On August 16, 2016, around lunchtime, he was shot and killed by Pamela Hupp at her home in O'Fallon. When he was found, he had $900 and a note with instructions to do certain harmful things to Hupp in exchange for money. Before the shooting, Hupp called 911 to report a fake burglary. After the shooting, Hupp went to the police station on her own. She mentioned a reporter named Chris Hayes and blamed him for attracting dangerous people. Hupp said Gumpenberger came to her house with a knife, demanding money from a guy named Russ. She said she defended herself by throwing the knife away and shooting him when he followed her into the house. She claimed it was self-defense. The prosecutor and police chief believed that Hupp tricked Gumpenberger by pretending to be a TV producer and offering him money to act in a fake 911 call. They thought she then shot him to make it look like Russ wanted to harm her. They suggested Hupp put a knife, money, and a note on Gumpenberger's body to frame Russ. They thought she chose Gumpenberger randomly. There were reasons to think this. 1. Records showed Hupp was near Gumpenberger's home before the shooting, suggesting she knew him before she said she did. 2. A woman looking like Hupp had offered money to others for a similar thing using her car. 3. Money with similar numbers was found with Hupp and Gumpenberger. 4. The knife and items used seemed to come from Hupp's house. 5. The way the knife was kept in her car was similar to the knives in her kitchen. 6. A piece of carpet looked like it was placed to protect her rug from blood. 7. Gumpenberger's disabilities made it hard to believe he could do what Hupp said he did it. On August 23, 2016, Hupp was arrested and charged with killing Louis Gumpenberger. When she was arrested, she hurt herself in an apparent suicide attempt. She was set to pay a high amount of money to be released on bail. Later, she was indicted by a grand jury and pleaded not guilty.
I'm like, I'm not going to the bank with you. Get out of my car. And he goes, bitch, we're going to the bank. We're getting Russ's money. And he started getting all agitated and excited. And that's when he was yelling things. I wasn't listening because I was forming how the hell I was going to get out of the car.
The prosecutors wanted the death penalty because they believed the victim was chosen randomly. Instead of going to trial, Hupp entered an Alford plea, which means she didn't admit guilt, but agreed that the evidence against her was strong. She received a life sentence without the possibility of parole in 2019. She's currently in prison, serving her sentence. In October 2019, the mother of Louis Gumpenberger, Margaret Birch, sued Pamela Hupp for causing her son's death and for deceitful actions. In July 2020, Birch won the lawsuit and was awarded $3 million in damages. Her lawyer tried to take money from Hupp's prison account, and they eventually got some money from her. In September 2020, Hupp's husband filed for divorce, and by March 2022, they were officially divorced. In the same month, Hupp tried to have her conviction overturned, saying she was forced into taking a plea deal, but the court rejected her request.
I was trying to dial 911. I think I did it 3 times before it went through on my cell phone. By then I was inside, and he was trying to get the door. I was trying to hold the door. I couldn't get it locked then, and I was trying to get 911 on the phone. And he was saying stuff, and then the door flew open. He got in, it flew open.
In a nutshell, the story of Pamela Marie Hupp is filled with twists and turns and suspicions. Her involvement in different cases, like the conviction of Russ Faria and the murder of Louis Gumpenberger, raises questions about her actions and motives. The cases remind us of the importance of fair investigations. If you found this case story intriguing, don't miss out on future updates. Subscribe to stay informed. Hit the like button if you found this helpful, share it with others, and stay tuned for more twists and revelations in this case.